Lisette Root of Simply Lisette here, and I thought I would share another journal with you today. So this one is composed of pieces of gel print that I pieced together, and it's bound with embroidery floss, and this is just pretty gel print on the back. And then I added metal corners just for a nice finishing touch. And I'm going to unwind this floss from around the button. Before I open it up, I'll just raise up the journal so you can see the front. Okay. Now, this says Charming. It just has a pretty little flower. This is just a little note tucked away in a pretty embellished pocket. This one says Collect Beautiful Moments. This one says Create. And it has my hand-dyed papers in there. Whoop. And what's cool about my hand-dyed papers is that I use all natural things to do it with. I use things like berries, coffee, tea, pomegranates, all sorts of things. This one says Grace. It's just got a pretty little butterfly. Actually, it's two butterflies, so it can fly. This says Graceful and Intentional. Pretty piece of folded paper. If I tuck that one in, maybe it'll straighten out. There we go. This one says Magical Beauty. This says Something Mysterious. And it's got pretty little splashes on it. Hopes. All that glitters is not gold. Merchant of Venice. And I'm thinking that that is a Shakespeare saying. Isn't that pretty? When I do my hand dye process, I use spray bottles and tubs of dye baths, and so I dip the paper into the dye bath, lift it out, and then I put it on a like a baking sheet, the silicone kind, a Silpat, and then I put the stencil on, and it should stick right to the wet paper, and then I spritz it with like coffee. In the summer, this one says, It's always the small pieces that make the big picture. This has got 3 little places to write on. Okay. This is just a really pretty writing, pretty graphic. So it stands alone in there. And then there are a couple of other little pages to write on that are tucked away. Creativity takes courage. There we go. It does. You put yourself out there if you share your work, and you should share your work. Delicate, dainty, delightful. And this is a graphic from Marimi Small Art. This is just a beautiful little dyed piece of paper here. I love that. Look at those colors. Love it. I love fairies and dragons and animals and things like that. It says, "There is a world elsewhere," and that's by Coriolanus, who I'm guessing is a Stoic writer from a couple thousand years ago. And I love owls, they're just so precious. Life was meant for a great adventure. Do your best, be you bravely. This was a tag that I made from a page out of a birding magazine, and I left part of it unglued so that it could be a pocket. And I really like the way that looks. So I want to do that again. This says, "Enchanté, flower fairies of the summer." And I love that. That looks like, oh gosh, what's his name? Can't remember right off. Tim Holtz. Looks like his graphic. And then this one says, "Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful." And that's true. Be open to whatever comes next. I like that. If you're all closed up, you can't grow. The last flowers of summer. Another piece of hand-dyed paper. 3 pieces, in fact. Kind of an elegant little pocket on the edge here with both of those little slits there. This one says, "Today is full of possibilities." I love the little detail of the torn part of the pocket here. This says, "Stillness." And I tell you, we need to have stillness in our life. This says, "Embrace the journey." This is hand-dyed with turmeric. I can tell that color. It is a very vibrant color. Forever is composed of nows. Be awesome today. Do more than exist. Begin an adventure. I love adventures. I've been on a lot of adventures. Very adventurous life. Imagine adventure. I love the mushroom graphics. They're so pretty. And this one has a interesting place to put your little pieces of paper. I like the way that looks. This is a folded book page down there. Simplify and thrive. All sizes. This is a sewing graphic with just some pretty little papers tucked in. This is a belly band. Notice how it's like a belt holding up your pants. The beauty of the day. Mindful wellness. Isn't that pretty? Soft and lovely. I just want to make nice things. Wishing you all you're wishing for. Delicate. She remembered it was something precious. Choose choose to shine. Don't hide your light under a basket. Remember to play. And this is so cute. Pardon me. It's a root vegetable. Looks kind of like a beet to me, with the leaves and the arms and the legs and the smile. That's cute. And this says, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and many have greatness thrust upon them. 12th night. I'm guessing Shakespeare again. Bright hopes. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Give out what you most want to come back. This has a pretty little piece of paper tucked inside. Very pretty. And then on the outside here is a little flame sculpted flower that I made. I like putting things like that inside of my journals. And this one has two little vignettes there, and it just made a pretty little pocket with more room to put things in. And then the last page here is just a beautiful little guy, and a little pocket in the very back. And there you have it, another journal. I think it's probably hard for people to part with their journals because you put so much time and energy into them. So mainly, I give them to people that I love. I hope you had a good time watching this, and please like it if you did like it, and consider subscribing. I want to grow. Have a great day.